everyone. Can you guys...
What happened to your voice?
Hear me good? Oh, hold on. Oh.
What happened to your voice? Oh, no.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
I can't hear myself. I was freaking out a little bit.
What happened to your voice?
How's it going? Welcome into the free show before the pre-show.
What happened to your
Pre-show
talking?
before the free show.
What happened to everything having to do with your talking, VNA?
There we go. Okay, now I can hear you
Hi.
guys.
What happened to your voice for the 9th time?
This is why we do it pre-show.
Sorry. I was freaking out for a second. I couldn't hear myself.
What happened to your voice?
I was at the game last night.
What game?
Cowboys game.
The
Dallas Cowboys game?
The Dallas Cowboys versus the Green Bay Packers.
The hard-fought, actually decent game that ended in a stinking tie. They actually played football,
Yeah. But it's like they didn't.
but it was for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, absolutely
That is the funniest outcome, though.
1,000%.
1,000% the funniest
Micah
outcome.
Parsons is back. It's Sunday night football. It's a heated rivalry between the Packers. It's in Arlington, the great city of Arlington that we love.
Shout out.
Everything was good. They played football. I'm not going to say great football, but they played good football.
One side of the ball played good
Yeah.
football.
Which is, with the Cowboys, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then you end in a tie. It's late at night. I was like, I stayed up for a tie.
Yeah, you stayed up for a tie. That's rough.
VNA stayed there loyally, faithfully, the entire game.
Faithfully is actually the right word to use, too, considering she was with a priest.
Yes.
I was.
Yeah.
Father
They lose that
Brenham.
game if Padre isn't there. That's 100%.
Well,
Right.
Yeah,
That,
he brought our guy Jay,
in
Big
a,
Jay,
in a game
into
of
the house.
inches.
And the roof was open.
In a game of inches, you need every inch and
And
certainly.
Raul.
Yeah, I would say that was right.
It was a lot of fun. It was a great game to be at. It was as you can tell by my voice, it was just
I was on a
yelling.
watch along with our friends the Dumb Zone, Jake Kemp and Dan McDowell, last night. Go subscribe to their podcast, the Dumb Zone. They're great.
They're great.
And when they threw the ball to George Pickens for the go-ahead touchdown with like 46 seconds left, literally before the play was run, I said, "Don't score yet." Like, don't score yet.
Yep.
And sure enough, everyone knew
Yeah.
what was going to happen.
Did you see my speaking of great media members in the DFW, did you see my tweet last night?
I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, that's fair. I said, so let me preface this. The game beforehand gets done on NBC, whatever, great, or I don't even know what it was on. Anyway, my TV, no, it was the Ryder Cup. I get done watching the Ryder Cup, which is a whole other bag of
Oh boy! If
innings,
there's
sadly.
two things you love, it's golf and jingoism.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
I don't know what jingoism is.
Why don't you Google it?
Okay, I don't want to do that. Anyway, the Ryder Cup gets done. I'm sitting there in sorrow, and I'm like, okay, time to prep for the Cowboys game, which inevitably was going to bring more sorrow one way or another.
Yeah.
As I like to just loathe by myself.
Yeah.
In self-hatred. But anyway, I turn on NBC5, and the 5 o'clock newscast is on. And you have the trio of Brian Curtis, Pat
Greatness.
Doney,
Greatness.
and Rick Mitchell.
Oh man, that's about as good as it gets.
I would go out to say that is as good as it gets for local media. And I mean that fully. Brian Curtis would come back and talk to our North Texas programs the whole time I was in college. Incredible dude and an incredible broadcaster. Rick Mitchell, I would say, bar none, the best weatherman out there
Yeah, and
that
also,
you can find.
The other thing about Rick Mitchell is that when I really fell in love with Rick Mitchell was during the coronavirus, and he was doing it from his exceptionally staged patio.
Yes.
And I'm like, dude, this guy's got it figured out.
The moment, and I live up in Denton, Texas, and that's a NATO territory.
Yeah.
So I am a frequent viewer of Rick Mitchell from my bathroom when
Yes.
there are tornadoes going on in Denton. It happens like 4 or 5 times a year. if not more. And then Pat Doney, we've both said this before on our airwaves, one of the most genuinely incredible human beings that I've ever met in the sports industry, or just in general. So those three are coming on. And I'm like, this is awesome. Yeah. What a trio. So I tweet out and I say, having a newscast with Brian Curtis, Pat Doney, and Rick Mitchell, elite squad, previewing the Cowboys games feels like giving a kid a toy on Christmas. So much joy early on. The kid is pumped. You're pumped that you made the kid pumped. And then you realize you have to put it together. Yeah. And inevitably, the kid is impatient and you're frustrated. Go Cowboys.
Yeah.
That's exactly how that felt. You have the world's elite newscast previewing. Everybody's excited. Micah Parsons is coming back. Big night, blah, blah, blah. And then you realize it's all to watch the Cowboys fumble something away.
Yeah.
Big yay boo.
I don't know. I mean, they're only one game under 500. And they can win the next two. They've got the Panthers, and they've got some other spare team.
Mm-hmm. Like, those are the games they lose.
These are winnable. These are winnable games.
The Panthers are trash.
Panthers are butt.
Panthers are hot garbage.
But, of course, so are the Bears.
The Bears. And we made old man Russell Wilson look like he was
ready.
In his just married Sierra Russell Wilson.
Let me just tell you guys, buy your Bryce Young stock this week for Carolina. Anyway, it was a fun time.
No,
fun time.
It was not. I hope V&A had fun at the game at least.
I had a lot of fun. It was very fun.
You made it down into the suite.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I was everywhere in that stadium. It was.
She was everywhere in that stadium.
You heard it here first, folks.
Matt, thank you to Matt Wilson. I went into the Matt Wilson suite with my father.
Okay. Right,
I bet Rahul was pumped.
Oh, he loved it. It was awesome.
Okay. Anyway, hit the theme, Expo. From the Dave Campbell Texas Football Mothership here in Louisville, Texas, it is Texas Football Today, a show that's cold. My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the editor-in-chief of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine at texasfootball.com. Thank you for spending part of your day with us, whether you're watching us live at texasfootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, MySpace, or you listen to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show. Sitting to my right is the executive producer of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and Dave Campbell's Texan Live. She's the Duchess of the Dorks. She's Ashley Pickle.
Sup? If we could stream on MySpace, that would be sick. I never had a MySpace.
What if we tried?
We can try.
Those giggles you hear come from the booth, which is belong to V&A Moreno, our producer. Hi, V&A Moreno.
Hey, guys.
She is riding the struggle bus today because she was cheering loudly for her Cowboys.
I was.
Today is Monday, September 29th, 2025. 59 days. 59 days.
That's a big difference.
Wow.
59 days until Thanksgiving. Happy birthday yesterday to my Uncle Don. Remember Uncle Don?
Oh, yeah.
His birthday yesterday.
Uncle Don rocks.
We're big Uncle Don guys.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Uncle Don. And then happy birthday today to Kevin Durant. Both.
The Seattle Supersonics.
Happy birthday.
Both, a lot of comparisons between those two guys.
Uncle Don.
Don.
Better than Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant. It is episode 1886. On today's show, folks, it's Monday Morning Fallout, where we are going to overreact from a week of Texas high school football. In week 5 of the Texas high school football season, we have got all sorts of stuff, including our overall thoughts, our game of the week, play of the week. He got that dog in him, player of the week, the NFL Minute. You want to stay tuned for all of our nonsense over the next half hour or so. Do we have first 4 through the door, V&A Moreno?
We do, and I don't have to break my neck because I got a headset on.
Oh, look at us. We're figuring that.
So,
As she breaks her neck.
BJWB, Tony Blaylock.
Back of her head.
Matt Stepp and
No, he doesn't count.
Okay, he doesn't.
He's
count.
putting stupid comments.
Robert
in the
A.
comments.
and Robert Williams.
Thank you, Roberts.
Hey guys,
Roberts plural.
We don't acknowledge Matt Stepp's stupid
We do
comments.
appreciate you
Bobs.
spending a little bit of your day with us.
Bob.
V&A, hit the area song. It's time for Monday Morning Fallout. Monday Morning Fallout, where we overreact to the football weekend, and if there was ever a weekend to overreact to, it might be this one. We got a lot to get through. We'll start with Tepper's take. It happens every year.
They do this every year.
I mentioned this Friday night on Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight that once per year, there is one night. It's usually Friday night. Sometimes it's been Thursday. Sometimes, like in the playoffs, it'll be a Saturday. But there's always one night a year where everything goes crazy town banana pants. Everything. And we saw it this past Friday night. And it was at about 9:30 p.m. when games started going final, that you looked around and you realized, oh, it's happening right now. This is the time that it happens. Like, this is the moment. You never know when it's going to be, but week 5 of the Texas high school football season will, in fact, go down as the most shocking, surprising, jaw-dropping week of the Texas high school football season, at least thus far. Don't let me stop you, week 6. Just take a look at some of the games that happened, some of the huge surprises that we saw. Whether it is simply the way that who won or the way that they won, those types of things were all over the place. I'll give you an example. Okay? We had the number 1 team in 3A Division 1, recently promoted to number 1, Winsboro, get absolutely throttled by Commerce. Now, Commerce is a decent team, but certainly should not be beating the number 1 team in the state by 40-something, which is essentially what they did. You've also got Gladewater knocking off Jefferson. That was a number 3 ranked Jefferson team. That's all in 3A Division 1, by the way. You had the way that Stephenville handled Waco La Vega, rather surprising. You had Melissa knocking off Anna 40-34 in an absolute thriller. In 5A Division 1, A&M Consolidated goes down. We'll get to them. Lufkin goes down. In 6A, DeSoto rises from the ashes and clobbers Waxahachie to send 11-6A into chaos. C.E. King handles Atascocita 70-55, hangs a 70 burger on him. That's not to mention Anson beating Albany or any of the other shockers that we saw across the state of Texas. It was truly a singular night of Texas high school football. And it's one that you can certainly set your watch to that it's going to happen, but until you're in it, you don't really know when it's going to happen. It happened on Friday night, just like it does every year.
And now we go to Pickle's point, which is the exact same thing that Tepper just said. Except
we should have rehearsed.
Mine, expect the unexpected. I've got a little bit more after I crossed out more than half of the games that
Heck yeah, brother.
he just covered.
We should rehearse.
No, it's a lot more fun. And yeah, I mean, to just add to put a cherry on top to that, it is funny to me that once a year, it does happen every year, but I love when it happens on the weeks that we don't expect to be good. I would go an inch further here and say that there are weeks that we expect to be good, and then they go full crazy town banana pants, and it was like, oh, we knew it was going to be a good week, but we didn't know it was going to be this good of a week. This ended up falling on one of those weeks that it was going to be, okay, there's a couple of good games. Our top 10 games look pretty good, but other than that, it seems pretty light. And we just don't think that there's going to be much outside of the top 10 games that are really going to shock us. So that's the most fun part of a week like this. And we should learn that on weeks that there are times where we're just like, man, we're in the drudge of the season. What's going to happen? The one other one that you didn't mention that I think that definitely should be mentioned is Byron Nelson 31, Euless Trinity 0.
Yeah, that one was...
That... Woof. Talk about a bounce back game for Byron Nelson. Obviously, I mean, they had one last week too, but to go out and end in the fashion that South Lake Carroll blew through them, Euless Trinity, they got blown through, and then now they do it again against Byron Nelson. But a couple of the other ones, you named most of the completely unexpected, shocking results. But on top of that, there were games that we knew would probably be pretty close and be really good games, but they ended up being absolute bangers. Richmond Randall and Iowa Colony. It was our number one game of the week, and it lived up to it. We'll talk more about that one, but Richmond Randall winning 49-42, it lived up to the hype. Colleen Shoemaker and Temple, 31-28. Colleen Shoemaker wins on a walk-off field goal in, ruining the perfect streak for Temple. Now, I think they've started off a lot better than we thought they were going to, but that's a really, really, really good district win for Shoemaker. Then Bernie and Alamo Heights, another district rival that we look at going, that's probably going to decide that district. 37-35, Bernie ends up squeaking by. Louisville and Marcus, 33-28. Louisville pulls that one out. And Louisville is, man, it's time to start talking about like the cardiac fighting farmers. They have yet to put together a full game, but somehow, some way, they always find a way to pull it off. Highland Park and Tyler.
We'll get to them too.
Yeah, 70-66, Highland Park pulls off the win. Insane. And then there's one more I won't mention because it's fixing to be the game of the week. But just it's fun when you not only have a lot of unexpected wins, you also just have good games that you were hoping for that ended up living up to over 100 points a game. Yeah. So expect the unexpected in this great sport.
Game of the week, in a week that it was hard to pick, Austin Anderson 42, A&M Consolidated 40 in 6 overtimes.
6.
This was a huge game in District 11 5A Division 1. A&M Consolidated coming off of wins over Pflugerville Weiss and College Station in consecutive weeks. If they were to beat Austin Anderson, they would be, you could basically crown them as the district champ. Well, Austin Anderson had other things to say. In a wild back-and-forth affair, Austin Anderson wins it 42-40 in 6 overtimes. And I know what you're asking. When's the last time that happened? Now, I've dug through the archives as best I can. As far as I can tell, and there have been a fair number of 5 overtime games. As far as I can tell, we have not had a 6 overtime game since 2010. When Jacksonville beat Nacogdoches 84-81 in 12 overtimes. So it's been, as far as I can tell, 15 years since we have had a 6 overtime game in Texas high school football. And it also just happens to be a critical win for Austin Anderson.
It puts that district into tiebreaker territory like crazy.
Star of the show is Caleb Crenshaw. For Anderson, he ran for 206 yards and 3 touchdowns. But the star of the show, I would say, was anybody who stuck through all 6 overtimes of Austin Anderson's 42-40 win over A&M Consolidated. That's our game of the week.
We go to our play of the week now. We mentioned the incredible 70-66 game that was against Highland Park and Tyler. Take a look at this. This is the final play of the first half.
And Tanner.
Cash Tanner.
Yep.
They're on the short side of the field.
Four-man
Last play,
rush.
first half, barring a penalty. Throw, the pitch. So the catch and the lateral is good.
He had an option.
Oh, here we go.
Tanner.
Here we go. Here we go.
Park still going.
Here we go.
They're
Here
gonna
we
get
go.
it back.
Here we go.
Across the field. Another pitch back.
Here we go.
Olmstead pitches it back.
Messer. Oh, no.
And the ball's going to be picked up by Tyler. They're going to turn it the other way.
No.
Somebody's
closing. Number 8. Who can get him? Oh, no.
That's Harrison. Excuse me. That is Trey Harrelson.
That's why you don't pitch it more than once.
The other way.
70 yards.
And goes 70 yards.
Oh no!
After Highland Park,
perfect way to describe
tried
that.
to make some magic with
you
the
talk about
lateral
a play that takes
game.
a turn.
Wow.
You think it's like, okay, they certainly Tepper and Pickle made this the play of the week. They're going to score on like a 19 lateral play.
Oh no!
Yeah.
And the fact that it's stud wide receiver Trey Harrelson, who's
like been their best, maybe their best player outside of Buck Randall. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean he's an incredible recruit across the state, one of the best wide receivers. For him to just scoop that up because he's playing two ways at that level is crazy, and it's just like, oh, there's that really good receiver. Well, how did he? What?
Yeah, it was like they obviously put him on like hands team basically there. But
I just love the color commentator. Oh no!
Oh no! And then it got
like,
it was like got punched loose. It was a wild play to end the first half. But I think we got one more.
Yeah, this was one of those weeks when you have when Greg Tepper has a certified Crazy Town Banana Pants TM week that he's designated. We've got to have at least 2 plays of the week. So this one's actually oddly enough staying in the DFW. Arlington, Seguin, and Grapevine went into overtime. Grapevine kicked a field goal in their possession, and Seguin lines up for a field goal to send it into double overtime. Here's what happened.
So now, Oscar Lopez to tie this ball game. 40-yard. Oh no, they're going to fake it, and it's the fake throw, and it's completed, and the Cougars will walk out of here victoriously with the trickery play. And yes, absolutely, it was on special teams.
Incredible.
Joe Gordon,
Just
coach of Seguin, rolling the dice, and Seguin picks up a huge win, a critical to stay undefeated. By the way, that they've been one of the great stories I think early in the season in Texas high school football, and rolling the dice on special. And here's the thing for me. We've been around high school football long enough to know that special teams are an adventure. Like if you have Brandon Aubrey out there, that's a sure thing. Yeah. I don't know Arlington Seguin's kicker situation. I bet it's good.
Yeah,
but
it's not like he was super far out.
But you never know. And it's like, all right, they decide to roll the dice, and an incredible game-winning touchdown on 4th down on the fake field goal. Gutsy.
That is a really good point, that the moment that a high school team gets into a kicking situation, the first word out of every person's mouth is, how good is their kicker?
Oh, yeah.
How good is their kicker?
I'm always thinking watch the fake at all times during high school.
But to do it in overtime too, like in a district game, incredible.
Coach of the week, our friend Chris Cochran at Lindale.
Yeah.
If you haven't been paying attention to what Lindale's got cooking, they pull off a rather, not even stunning, but I would just say a rather authoritative victory in their district opener over Tyler Chapel Hill, 64-28. Lindale is now 5-0 heading into their open date. They've still got Kilgore on the schedule, and that'll be a tough game, but they are certainly rising to the occasion. This is a team that has been playing exceptional ball. They now have wins over Gilmer, Van, in 3 consecutive weeks, Van, Gilmer, and Chapel Hill. This is a Lindale team, and Coach Chris Cochran has done a terrific job of reloading them. Remember, this is a Lindale team that historically, at least the past couple of years, they've started slow, and they've had like an ugly record getting to the playoffs, and then we have to sit at this desk and tell you, watch out for Lindale. Like, I know their record is such and such. We don't have to tell you to watch out for Lindale. They're 5-0, and they are cooking, thanks in large part to Chris Cochran, their head coach, our coach of the week. We got a lot more to recap a wild Week 5 of Texas high school football, including our Dude of the Week, which teams are rising and falling, the NFL Minute, the He Got That Dog in Him Player of the Week, if you stay with us.
Hello, Candace.
Not you again.
Me again. Remember our last oil change? Your boyfriend said he knew a guy who knew a guy. None of those guys knew what they were doing, including you, Todd.
Silence your oil change anxiety at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch our experts change your oil right from your car.
Thanks for coming in.
And finish in about 15 minutes. Valvoline. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Pour some sunshine with new First Light Community Coffee's first ever light roast. This blend has notes of honey and brown sugar that will brighten any part of your day. Try First Light now at communitycoffee.com.
Friday Night Football is here, and Hometown is trusted by thousands of schools across the nation to make game days effortless. Sell tickets online, easily scan them at the gate, track sales in real time, and keep your community connected with a free athletic website. Make every game a Hometown game. Visit hometown.com to learn more.
Every legend starts with a vision. For Dave Campbell, that vision was clear. Tell the story of Texas football like never before. In 1960, he built something no one had before, a magazine that became the Bible of Texas football. Coaches, players, and fans didn't just read it, they lived by it. His words shaped the game. His vision built a legacy. And his name? It will always be written in the story of Texas football. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, where legends begin.
Welcome you back in to Monday Morning Fallout, where we overreact to the high school weekend, and it is now time for me, Ashley Pickle, to introduce the Dudes Rock Dude of the Week. And this week's Dudes Rock Dude of the Week was a dude who rocked. Straight up rocked. We go to Richmond Randall. We mentioned earlier it was our number one game of the week. Richmond Randall ends up pulling out the game 49-42 over district foe Iowa Colony. And this should not surprise you, but it should a little bit after how the game started. Our Dudes Rock Dude of the Week is Landon Williams-Callis, the running back for Richmond Randall. Probably one of the top running backs across the entire nation. So his official stat line was 342 yards and 6 touchdowns.
6.
On the night. Okay, but that doesn't really tell the story as good as... If you go back to how this game started, Iowa Colony goes up 21-0 after 3 fumbles from Richmond Randall. I know for a fact 2 of them were Landon Williams-Callis. I should have verified this, but there was a 3rd fumble as well. So Landon Williams-Callis, for really the first time in his career, was not holding on to the ball well. Well, the second quarter rolled around. He gets his first touchdown of the night and then continues to be the absolute unit and the reason why Richmond Randall won that game. He was incredible from the second quarter on.
Don't take Pickle's word for it, because our friends at Dave Campbell's Text and Live, because we had the game.
We did.
Put together a little supercut of Mr. Landon Williams-Callis' best performances.
Side the 2 for Richmond Randall. Handoff. Trucking in for the touchdown is Landon Williams-Callis. Randall on the board. For the Lions. Skrabonic hands it off. Landon Williams-Callis trucks into the end zone. Touchdown LWC. And Richmond Randall right back in it.
The Stars are coming out to play tonight.
Skrabonic with Williams-Callis behind him. They hand it off to Landon Williams-Callis. Making something out of nothing. Here's Landon Williams-Callis down the sideline. Williams-Callis cuts it back down inside the 40.
There goes that 5,000-yard man, Landon Williams-Callis.
Back. A good 6 guys from last year's state championship team. Williams-Callis in for the touchdown. Randall's got their first lead of the night with 3:06 to play in the 3rd.
Unbelievable move right there.
Until we go to the 4th, 2nd and 10 here. Handoff Landon Williams-Callis. Turning the corner. Landon Williams-Callis. 40 yards. Touchdown Richmond Randall to end the 3rd quarter. 1. Handoff Landon Williams-Callis. Trucking his way free. Landon Williams-Callis. What a run.
You're not going to catch him. You're not going to catch him.
Down the sideline. Touchdown Landon Williams-Callis, 69 yards.
He says, let me have one play.
Down to a minute 20. Handoff, Landon Williams-Callis. Landon Williams-Callis for the lead. 27 yards with a minute 14 to play.
Unbelievable game by Landon Williams-Callis.
Last one coming with under 90 seconds to secure that victory there for Richmond Randall. An incredible performance by our Dudes Rock Dude of the Week, Landon Williams-Callis.
Now time to check in on the NFL. It's another busy week in the National Football League. Is there another Monday night doubleheader tonight?
There is, yeah.
Weird. Monday night doubleheader tonight. The NFL is, of course, cooking. There's ties and everything. There's only one person we trust with our NFL coverage, and that is our chief NFL insider, my mom.
Hi, this is Tepper for the NFL Minute for this week. I'm highlighting the Seattle Seahawks who beat the Arizona Cardinals 23-20 on Thursday Night Football. I'm going to tell you that there are 6 Texas high school football players who are on the roster for the Seahawks. They are offensive tackle Josh Jones, who went to Fort Bend Bush, Elijah Arroyo, who's a tight end. He went to Frisco Independence. Also, he had 2 catches for 44 yards. Jalen Merrill, who's a backup quarterback, who went to Katy Tompkins. Byron Murphy II, defensive lineman, who went to DeSoto and UT. Brady Russell, fullback, who went to Keller Fossil Ridge. And finally, Jackson Smith, I'm going to get the name wrong. You all know who he is. He went to Rockwall. He had 4 catches for 79 yards in the game. A fun fact for this week, there were 246 players taken in the 2025 draft, and 37 of them were Texas high school football players. That's it for this week. Have a great Friday and hope all your teams win. See ya.
I mean, you can just tell by listening to her that, like, nobody knows this league inside and out like her.
No one else uses avocado paper.
Yeah, that stationery is hidden, Mom.
Like, she's the GOAT.
Yeah, I mean, what did it say? I have a lot to do.
I have a lot to do.
That was the best thing.
That's
ever.
how you know she's locked in.
She's locked in. That's where she's got.
She has a lot to do.
She's out there. That's where she charts the games. Thanks, Mom. It's the NFL Minute.
Now it's time for Stock Up. And we can't just focus on one team in this week's Stock Up. We're giving everybody love, and there's a reason for that. This week, we're going to highlight some second-year programs that have things cooking right now. We start off in Wichita Falls. Wichita Falls Memorial, you'll remember there were 3 schools. As of last year, they made that down into just 2 schools, and Wichita Falls Memorial is off to a 4-1 start. They're in District 10 at 5A Division II. Head coach Mark Bendel has them absolutely rolling. They did drop this week's game against District foe Abilene Cooper, but other than that, I mean, they have looked like a team to beat out there in the Wichita Falls area. You go out to Eagle Mountain. You'll remember that Jeremy Mullins came over. He helped lead Toller to a state championship, and we were all kind of surprised when he left for a brand new startup program, and when we had him on the phone, he said he wanted to go out there and build something, and he's doing just that. They're in 4A Division II. The Knights are off to a 4-1 start. Only loss coming in Week 2 against Grandview, a traditionally great 3A Division I team, and they have bounced back since. A team to keep your eye on. And finally, you've heard of Lubbock Cooper, but have you heard of Lubbock Cooper Liberty? Well, it's time to start listening about what they're doing out there way out west. They are 5-0. Head coach Joe Sexton has them absolutely rolling. Another 4A Division II team there for the Patriots, and they are outscoring opponents by a ton. So one to keep your eye on is they have wins over New Home, Idalou, Monaghan, Seminole, and Fort Stockton. So second-year programs that are in their infancy absolutely balling out there. Stock up on those 2 schools.
Stock down Winsboro. We mentioned them in the open, but Commerce 51, Winsboro 13. 3A Division I has been a mess, an absolute mess.
Yeah, shout out Carter Yates for doing the rankings.
And they had looked like the most consistent team, but the last couple of weeks, a 1-score win over Hooks, and then a huge loss to Commerce. Now, here's the thing. Right now, the next couple of weeks, I think they're going to be favored over Mineola, Eustis, Mount Vernon, etc. Although Mount Vernon's playing better ball. That end-of-the-year matchup with Malakoff really looms large. And you could be talking about, with that loss to Commerce, remember, this is a district game. They lose that game in District 7 3A Division 1. If they were to fall down the rankings a little bit, right? If they were to finish, let's just say they were to finish third in that district, third in district, if they were to lose to Malakoff, well, and suddenly they got to take on maybe Atlanta. Maybe they got to take on Gladewater. I mean, matching up with District 8 3A Division 1 is a tough sledding. And so for Winsboro, that loss to Commerce feels like they lost all margin of error now. And they've got to figure things out unless they're going to play an extremely difficult, perhaps state-ranked team in the first round of the playoffs.
And I was going to say, anywhere in the playoffs in 3A Division 1 Region 2 is
yes,
yikes.
It's brutal. Exactly right.
Not one that you want to mess around with.
Mm-hmm.
All right, finally we go to, not finally, but finally.
For you.
For me. Not really. I still have another one after this. Anyway, we go to the in case you missed it of the week. This one is definitely off the radar. Fort Hancock 30, Sierra Blanca 20. Okay. What's the significance behind that? Well, with that win, Fort Hancock, who is playing an outlaw schedule right now, they snapped a 4-year losing streak versus Sierra Blanca. Ironically, their last win on October 1st of 2021 was also against Sierra Blanca. But congratulations there to Fort Hancock, snapping a 4-year losing streak. Big doings out there and reason to celebrate.
Yeah, Fort Hancock, actually, our Carter Yates wrote a great piece about them in the offseason about Fort Hancock. It's a program that has just really been struggling with numbers. There was a time back in the late 80s, early 90s, they won 4 consecutive 6-man state championships. They were an absolute powerhouse. They've just struggled with numbers. And now, this is a team that they haven't played 11-man football since 2007. And this is it's a program that's trying to get kind of their feet back underneath them. But every flood starts with a raindrop, right?
Oh, absolutely. I was just going to say a win, and maybe even if you can tack on a couple more throughout the year, that will increase numbers. Like, that is the type of thing that you have to start trying to muster up out there if you want to have a program that people are going to be interested in actually playing in.
Absolutely right. So Fort Hancock gets off the schneid. It's now time for the most prestigious award in Texas high school football. That's right. It's time for the Matt Step. He got that dog in him. Player of the week.
Hey everybody, Matt Stepp with Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and I'm here to bring you the most anticipated award in all of Texas high school football. That's right, it's time for the Week 5 Matt Stepp, He Got That Dog in Him Award. And the winner of the Week 5 Matt Stepp, He Got That Dog in Him Award is none other than Stephenville running back Zyler McClendon. In the Yellow Jackets' dominant 64-28 win over Waco La Vega on Friday night, Zyler McClendon had 207 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns to lead the Stephenville offense. Congrats, Zyler. You, sir, have got that dog in you.
Congratulations, Zyler McClendon. This week's Matt Stepp. He got that dog in him. Player of the week. A prestigious award for such a good player.
Now, finally this time.
Now you can say the word.
Week 5 obviously was a lot of fun. It was way more fun than we were expecting, and we're hoping for the same in one of the largest bye weeks of the year in Week 6. But just because it's one of the largest bye weeks of the year doesn't mean that there's not really good games scattered in, and we're going to look at probably one of the top headliners. We go out to District 3 5A Division 1, and it's one we all have circled on our calendar all year long, in Aledo taking on Denton Guyer.
Denton Ryan.
We already played that game. Denton Ryan, because they're in the same district. Did you know that? But no, this is one of those that we always can count on to potentially be the district championship between these two teams. Obviously, Richland looming right now at 3-0 in district. Birdville is kind of trying to put themselves in the mix, but this is one. I mean, it's a battle of unbeatens, and it's going to be just as fun as it always is.
It's a massive game, not the least of which reason is that Aledo is putting its historic district win streak, which now stands at 130 games in a row. They've won 130 district games in a row. Put it on the line against the Denton Ryan team that the last time these two teams met, Denton Ryan won. So...
Well, and it's starting to feel like the time is due for that streak to end, because over the past handful of years between Burleson Centennial, between Denton and Ryan, there's always one team in that district that we look for and go, this is the one. If it's going to happen, it's going to be this one. And it feels like this year this is the one.
There have been some close calls for sure.
Very close.
And
overtime close.
Yeah. It'll be a massive, massive game. You mentioned it is a huge open date. Almost 30% of the state is off this week because, if you want to know, it's because 16 districts are the most common size of districts, and that's why all the teams that are in 16 districts are taking the week off. Anyway, that's going to do it. V&A, do you have any final thoughts?
Do I have any final thoughts? Is that you guys amaze me every single day.
Let's tease this tomorrow.
One other one, just super fast. Happy anniversary to Blindside Bass Homan.
Oh, yeah.
19
great
years.
Brent
with
Homan.
19 years with his wife. Congratulations.
Congratulations to him. So normally tomorrow at the noon slot, you can see Dave Campbell's Rising, our recruiting show. But we got some news for you. Tomorrow, it'll be the Rising crew, Greg Powers and Mallory Hartley, going on the road to Dick's Sporting Goods, the Dick's House of Sport, here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area on the tollway. To do a live show, 6 o'clock tomorrow. You can watch it wherever you're streaming right now. Dave Campbell's Rising, 6 o'clock, live on location at Dick's Sporting Goods. Go out and see them. Greg Powers will have surprise hugs, and go see them. But they'll have big-time guests that they'll be chatting to all day tomorrow starting at 6 o'clock. So make sure you go out and see them.
Good stuff.
Okay, that's going to do it for us. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. For V&A Moreno and Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. We will see you Thursday on Texas Football Today.